Yeah, so I was gonna start off by explaining what the conversation was gonna be about, but uh, I think that the horse's mouth probably speaks better. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna share a quick video, and then we're gonna talk about this one first, and then we'll probably play a couple more videos. So bear with me for a second. Chill out.
And another. Y'all are so worried about us EBT members, but y'all ain't worried about the thousands of fucking dollars it's paying for our government that can't even do their job, hence why they're gonna be shut down. Let's yell at the real issue here. It's not us. So I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I came down to the store because I thought my stamps were supposed to be loading, and there's nothing on there. I reached out to the office, and there's a recording that says, due to the government shutdown, all benefits are placed on hold. No money will be loading. So I had a cart full of stuff because I just assumed it was going to be on there like it always is. And I'm not 100% sure. So then I called over to the housing office about the rent check, and they told me the same thing. Anyone else having this problem? Let me know in the comments because I'm not really sure what to do now.
That there's another couple videos that I want you guys to see because I wanted to kind of peek in or have just a brief kind of look into the mindset. So I'm gonna play one more video and then we're gonna go ahead and get started talking about this topic.
Think a Jet 2 holiday hit your. I'm gonna tell y'all straight the fuck up, bitch, and I'm dead fucking serious. Like I'm dead ass. So look at me as I look at y'all as I'm fucking talking. I just got that fucking text, and that fucking text said the link is cut off in November before my motherfucking kids go without. Before my kids go without and don't have shit and be hungry and broke as I have shit to eat in their stomach. I'm gonna go in every store possible there is and get everything that I regularly get. I'm gonna put it in a motherfucking basket and I'm gonna take it. Don't get the pressing no charges, trying to stop me and block me and hold me at the door. I know that. So since the link is cut off and the government want to get shut the down, I'm gonna go in the store regularly like I do if I had my motherfucking food store card. I'm gonna load my cart up one by one, pick my items out like I'm regularly shopping, and I'm gonna push that cart right the fuck out the building with me. And don't get in my way. Don't stop me. Don't put your fucking hands on me because I'm gonna prosecute you. My kids not finna not have no snacks. And if you feel like you that motherfucking froggy, that you.
All right, I think y'all get the point. So
Said my kids not gonna have snacks.
so yeah, first of all, what the fuck? Okay. Let's first spend a little bit of time talking about the obvious outrage that multiple communities of individuals are experiencing pending this lack of access to SNAP funds. Right. I actually was watching another video a little bit earlier where it was referred to as snappocalypse, which I thought was pretty witty. That person probably could have got a job in marketing. That might have been helpful if that person had a job in marketing. But let's talk a little bit about to what extent do you think um to what extent do you think the individuals that are going to be impacted by this change, what percentage of those individuals do you guys think are individuals that are just basically taking advantage of the system?
Percentage?
Yeah, yeah, just roughly. Like, I mean, you don't. I mean, not an actual percentage, but talk to me about like how much of this do you guys think is what he said? Carry the no. Yeah.
Right. Ooh.
Look, I got messed up.
Right.
Like, fuck, I gotta start over. But no, do you think there's a pretty large percentage of individuals that are going to be impacted by this that weren't really kind of defrauding to begin with?
Defraud. How did that come up?
I mean, what else would you call it?
I think I would call it defrauding.
Okay, what would you call it?
That are being affected, the people that are being affected by this.
Yeah. Would you say? I'm using the word defraud because a percentage of individuals are actually taking advantage of the system that allows them to do it, and that part is somewhat fraudulent. That's my own opinion. That's my own opinion.
Absolutely, and you're absolutely entitled to it. It's kind of like back in the day when you didn't go to the school, you couldn't go to school you wanted to go to because you wasn't in that district, so you use somebody else's address. You know what I'm talking about? Use your auntie address so you can go to a
Right.
better school.
Jay was the one in the principal office. I'm guess who I saw over on Ridgeland
Right.
Avenue?
Who's that? Who's that nigga
We
on that name?
maybe we should sit in truant's office over there. Truant's office over there. Maybe we shouldn't. I don't know.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Maybe
Wait a
we
minute,
should
man.
send a truancy officer. It's crazy. That's crazy. I'm just saying, dog. Like people do what they got to do to survive. That we always have. I was just
Okay.
talking to a partner of mine. You know what I'm saying? And he was just saying the same shit. Like you know what I'm saying? We know how to be poor. We don't like the shit, but we know how to be, which means we're resourceful. In other words, we know how to do what we got to do when times get hard. We may not like it, but we know what to do. So, shout out to my people. You feel me? Shout out to our people because they know what to do. You feel me? Unfortunately, I think that we've all kind of been here before. You know what I'm saying? Politically, with the fucking crashing of from the stock market to the government, all of these different things we have been through before, and we always been right there in the middle of it. So, however, we had to do what we had to. It's TV shows. Nigga, I was just looking at an episode of BMF, and old girl, the mom went into the aid office to try to get stamps. You dig what I'm saying? On the show. And old girl didn't give us the stamps due to a technicality. I mean, a minor technicality, right? And then she went to go talk to one of her partners, and her partner was like, "Shit, girl, you better use what you got. You
No.
better go in there and look the part, blah blah blah. Find a man and all that in there." She dressed, had her little titties out a little bit, went there and talked to the right person. Link. You hear me? So I mean, we do what we got to do, bro. So no, I don't think. Honestly, I don't look at it as fraudulent. I think it's survival.
And I'm not. Listen. Okay, so let me add some context,
What
right?
you
So
gotta say, V? Hold up, V got something to say because I heard the hum. Okay, you ain't got nothing to say, V. Okay.
let me add some context, right? So I don't doubt that there are individuals that are leveraging that benefit that is available to Americans, and they're doing it out of true necessity, right?
Mm-hmm.
That said, there are also individuals that are basically just making the decision that I'd rather do this than work. And so my question initially was effectively having something to do with like how many of the individuals that do you think that are utilizing the system are doing so out of necessity versus doing so out of just a lack of desire to do something else like work?
I'm gonna let you deal with that one first, V. I got something to say, but I'm gonna let you handle that one first. Go ahead.
What?
No, V got something to say. V, go ahead and handle it, dog. Because I got something to say, but I'm gonna let you do what you do, dog. Go ahead.
You would get my condition has been conditioned.
Mint
Uh,
condition.
no, my conditioning has been. It's a line out of a movie that was on Black Star's first album.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's out. Brown Skin Lady. Shout out to Black Star Mosin Kwali. Anyway, go ahead, dog.
yeah, brother. I mean, it's going to be hard to really justify the percentage
No,
just
you don't have to
because you
give. I'm
don't.
not.
I
Got
understand
it.
there's always a context behind what may be going on. You know what I'm saying? And then there's always a trade off. So, I mean, if you look at the amount of corporations and let's say the agriculture sector, which is taking advantage of government benefits as well, that they very clearly don't need, but we're not going to ever account for that or talk about that. So we're definitely not going to ever account or talk about anybody who is on SNAP benefits, who we may look at them and be like, they don't deserve those benefits. Why they got to change them?
Let me be more specific then. Buddy that we just watched in the video, and I'm going to point him out because the point that he was making was a little bit more direct, right? He was like, before I, you know what I'm saying, have my kids not have snacks, I'll do this and this and this.
Hmm.
And none of those potential actions that could be taken before he actually starts stealing were to get a job.
What if he already got a job and he doesn't make enough money and he's getting support from the government, which ultimately that's what it's about in the first place, or his lady getting support from the government and he's just the one that spoke on behalf of his family. You know what I'm saying? Like he had the card that day. He had the link that day. He like, look, for my kids go hungry, and because he was upset, that was the first thing that came to mind. That's what it sounded like to me. It sounded
Well,
like
it
he
didn't
was upset.
sound like he necessarily had a job. I don't. I wouldn't go that far.
I'm just saying, but I mean, if okay, so context. I mean, if he has linked for himself, then of course he doesn't have a job, right? But if he has linked for his kids, it's either he doesn't have a job because he's taking care of his kids, or he's probably referencing the mother of his kids. And so, with that being said, the whole point really is that people who don't have a, I mean, grown ass niggas who don't have a job, who, you know what I'm saying, may lose link. I don't know what to say to them, but for everybody else who's talking about their kids and what have you, or even worse yet, maybe disabled, you know what I'm saying, physically or otherwise disabled, and so they can't work a regular job and rely on those benefits, then those people are gonna, and those some of the people who are disabled walk around and can probably hustle and all the rest of that shit, but you know what I'm saying, you can't do such and such, so you can't read and so you can't get a job, then you can't get a job.
Yeah, I think that I don't think that those individuals don't exist, right? But I do believe that there are individuals on both the, because you mentioned the agricultural industry and so on and so forth. I think there are those that are on the well-to-do side of things, as well as individuals on the more impoverished side of things that are just entitled. I do think that both of those elements exist, right? And I'm just trying to, as part of this conversation, include the fact that there are individuals that are literally utilizing the system so that they don't work. Those individuals do exist. In the same way that there's individuals on the other side of the spectrum that may have been born into money, right? That feel entitled to stuff just because they came into money and they never didn't have it, right? But entitlement is entitlement. The muscle's the same. You think I think I deserve, henceforth I should have.
Entitlement is not the same because your impact and your reach for the entitlement. Talking about I'm entitled to $600 in food is not the same as saying I made $1 billion in profit, but I'm also entitled to 1.5 million in tax breaks because I'm
No,
opening a
it's
new
no, it's not
office.
the same. That's
It's
not what I
just not
said.
the impact is not the same. So
But
just
that's not what
entitlement
I
is not.
said.
But okay, entitlement then is not entitlement
No, what
because
I said
feeling
was the
entitled
muscle is the
to
same.
the one. Yeah, but what's the point of that?
The
What's the
point is
point?
it's about a
Because
mind the point is it's about a mindset, right? The mindset of I deserve, henceforth I should have.
yeah, but that's looking at the impact of what I deserve. If I'm talking about I deserve to drink water when it's hot, I shouldn't have to pay for it. The impact of that is not the same as I deserve, you know what I'm saying, a fucking whiskey on the rocks. Like, that's different. But I'm just saying the whole impact and the exercise and all the rest of that shit is different. So the I deserve sure is the same muscle, but it's what's coming after that. The fucking, you know what I'm saying, context that really, you can't say that a motherfucker that's something I deserve to be able to eat and feed my kids and, you know what I'm saying, get $800 a month in food, really, because we're not talking about money, we're talking about food, pretty much, that the government is giving people, you know what I'm saying, and this is made up money. Y'all remember food stamps where they came in the booklets and shit? This is fucking made up money. Like, why are people even mad about who's receiving this made up money that's being used to buy food?
Because the cost, I mean, why I can't say I don't understand why people would be mad, and
There's
that's
no personal impact whatsoever versus the corporations and or farmers or what have you who are getting actual tax break money impact to the pockets and to the economy.
right. But but your taxes are split based on where the government decides to budget it, right? So effectively, I'm spending the same amount of money whether it's going to high level
No,
amounts
the
going to
tax break
defense
doesn't
contracts.
mean that
No,
somebody
I
at the
know, I
government.
understand,
Okay,
I
so
understand,
that
I
means I keep
understand,
more money in my pocket. That means that the
I
money
understand.
that I make, so I made 1.5 billion. Now I get to make 1.55
Right,
billion.
I understand that.
This is a real thing, you know what I'm saying? Just so y'all know, we live on TikTok right now as we speak. Shout out to everybody checking us out on TikTok. What's happening? We appreciate
What's
y'all
happening?
coming
What's
in.
happening?
This is definitely a real conversation. We're
You
definitely
mean
talking about something that needs to
we
be discussed.
live now
Dang,
on
dang.
I'm live.
TikTok?
Oh, now I ain't got nothing to say.
Right, go ahead.
Nah.
Uh,
No,
uh,
I just don't think that I don't think
mm.
entitlement is it should be a thing on either side of the spectrum. I think the byproduct of that is individuals with a bunch of money looking for ways to avoid uh um participating with with their fair share into the tax system, in the same way that individuals on the other end of the spectrum, so there are individuals on the other end of the spectrum that just have decided that this is a better way. I would rather not work. And again, I've been watching videos. I've been watching videos kind of off and on since we talked about this earlier. So there's more videos. Like I've actually heard videos of individuals that were just like, you know, why do you think I have 6 kids? Like flat out.
That's crazy.
So I'm, and again, I don't believe that that's the majority. Let me be clear. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, how is that any different than
I grew up in
why you
Cabrini
think
Green
about
in
six
Chicago.
corporations?
What's that?
I said, how's that any different
Well,
than?
the fact that they're about to take, well, they have taken away our that link. You know what I mean? That government help. That's
Well,
definitely
the link being taken away has more to do with the government shutdown right now.
right.
The changes that they're making, are are going to impact what people can buy with government assistance.
I mean, dude, I went to a grocery store yesterday, and it was so crazy because they're actually putting those sensor labels, like the little sensors, in food now, like in meat. You know what I mean? The dude that was standing there, you know what I mean? Shout out for the insight, bro. He put me on. He was like, dude, they putting it in chicken, they putting it in fish,
In
they
the
putting it in
packaging.
cookies, in the packaging, not in the food.
Right. Chill out.
You dig? But I'm just saying, nonetheless, it's just something that's really, really happening in real time. And he was like, you know, you really have to be careful. He was like, because you gonna turn around and that he was like, man, my job finna get crazy next week.
Damn.
That's what he said. He was like, my
Yeah.
job is about to go crazy. He was like, because and he was literally standing in the middle part where the carts are, not in the store. They already had their employees doing that part. He was standing in the middle, like, I got to stand here and check everybody receipt twice. But it was so many sensors going off. So people literally was standing like that, looking throughout the grocery store. It's
Come on,
crazy
man.
like that. It's
Motherfuckers motherfuckers writing the store IOUs and shit. Like, yeah, look, Uncle Sam, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like maybe another 2 to 3 weeks on this shutdown type shit. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as we get back right, I'll spin back through and get you right. So if you just let me get this chicken on consignment.
Yeah, this is a Russian show. We appreciate y'all showing up and hollering at us. You know what I'm saying? So you know it's real. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? We definitely talking about something that's real today. We're talking about people being money and what we gonna do. How this is about to affect people because it's going to do that. It's going to affect us in a real way. So what we gonna do? What are we doing, people? What are we doing? Y'all holler at me in the comments. Let me know what we doing. Yeah, dog. So I mean, when he said that, I was like, well, I appreciate him. Oh, he was like, what, like the Tide Pods? They in there. He was like, they in donuts. Like, I mean, loaves of bread. Like, they really getting strategic because people finna start stealing. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, that's the major concern. People finna start stealing. What y'all think about that?
I mean, I think it's going to happen. I think it's interesting that you were talking to a brother. This to me has happened all throughout history, right? On the top side of on the top side of the house, individuals make decisions that impact our people, and then they put our people in the position to have to basically police the result, which which has been happening since, you know, obviously it's been
From the
happening in the
beginning of
entire
time,
history of this country,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
But I feel bad for Buddy because I know he's gonna have to, you know, be in some positions he don't want to be in because again, some of those individuals actually will need what they're in there trying to, you know, get, steal, so on and so forth. But there's also going to be individuals that don't necessarily need it that feel entitled, and he's gonna have to talk to all of them.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, let's talk about it on more of you know, like surface level. Let's talk about it like for real, how it's really gonna affect our folk out here. Because if you're saying that it's a majority of these people ain't working and all they doing is depending on link, because that's what you said.
No, that's not
Then
what I said. I asked you
that ain't
guys what
how
percentage.
it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Dog,
that's not
okay,
what I
but I'm
said.
just saying,
Yeah.
but if you think it's fraudulent, ain't that the same thing?
No, I'm not, but I didn't say the majority. I never used that word. I never said the
Okay,
majority. I said there's a
so
percentage of
let's be clear.
individuals.
Let's be clear and go ahead and speak it out so we can have it
All right, cool.
understood.
So I
All right.
believe that there's a percentage of individuals that are out here really leveraging the system. In the same way that you have individuals with money leveraging the system, you have individuals that have learned how to. There was a video I was looking at earlier where um, they were talking about the extent to which some of these young people are kind of being sired into understanding how to work the system on the lower end of the spectrum. I think it's all the same thought process, which is how can I get over, right? On the high side, how can I, you know, how can I not pay my dues? How can I get over as it relates to not spending as much or not having to pay as much from a tax code standpoint? On the low side, it is how can I get as much with as little by
Okay.
doing as little or by simultaneously doing as little. And I do think that it is going to have a pretty significant impact on our culture because I believe that our culture probably represents a disproportionate.
It
Hold on,
doesn't.
hold on,
No.
hold on. I no. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Go ahead,
A
dog.
disproportionate amount of our culture are leveraging programs like this, a disproportionate. And I'm saying that to say the majority of the country are not black people, right? Black people only make up what, 13% roughly
15.
of 13 and
15%.
13. Okay, so
15.
we only, so that comes up to about what, 44 to 47 million people across the 230 plus million people that live in this country. The rest of those individuals are not us. The majority of this country is still predominantly Caucasian American in some way, right? So
Okay.
even at a smaller percentage, there's still many more of Caucasian Americans utilizing programs like this. So I don't really the part about who's taking advantage of. I started the video with playing some Caucasian individuals speaking about it because of the
Okay.
fact that I don't. This is not a black people thing. This is a American people thing.
Mhm.
People are going to be impacted. across the board. That said, I do think there are individuals that are Caucasian that are also taking advantage of the system in the same way that there are individuals that are Black that are taking advantage of the system. I do think that on both sides of the spectrum, there are individuals that actually need it, that are utilizing it because they don't have a better way.
Look at me, face. Yo, go ahead, B. Let me holler at him, dog.
I
Tell him
mean,
what's happening. Look at this dude face. All right. Go ahead, B. Give it to him, dog.
I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
that's why.
Y'all hear that
Yeah,
shit?
I'll say it like Will said. Why did you count other niggas' pockets? Like, why is you really concerned about whether or not a nigga is fraudulently attaining? How do you know? Like, have you seen? Are you in charge of like tax returns and you know what I'm saying income
Tax
verification?
stamps?
Like, what?
no, I've just been watching the same videos that are accessible to everybody else.
I'm just
What you mean,
saying.
like
But
TikTok
the
videos?
way
Yeah,
the
the
way
various
you
TikTok
should know better,
videos, YouTube
better than
videos,
anybody
IG
else.
videos.
You should know motherfuckers' ability to look a certain way versus what the reality of the financial situation may be. So looking at some TikTok videos and being like, nigga, is those Jordans? Is those the what? No, you're taking advantage. That's not fraudulent.
That is nowhere near what I was talking about. But cool. That's a,
I mean, no, it's not cool. We got to discuss it because it's like it. Honestly, as I'm listening to you say it, it does kind of sound like what you're saying. Like we're taking advantage of the system in a
no.
sense that.
I'm
Okay, so
saying
you're
there
not.
are. I'm saying there are individuals that are in the same way that there are individuals that actually need it.
That's what I
And I'm
just
saying
said.
to the extension, I said, but I am saying to the extent that a person actually needs it, they should be utilizing those programs. That's what those programs are there for.
Okay,
I
understood.
think
okay.
I think that there are individuals that are aware of those programs that have been leveraging those programs as a resource as well. Like
Yeah, but
also,
okay,
like
but here's the
in
question: like, are you
addition.
saying like they're making 50,000 a year and also on food stamps? Like, if you're
No,
saying
no,
that, then
no.
yes, that's fraudulent. But if you're saying that they're on food stamps and everybody on food stamps can't work, so you know what the trade-in for being on food stamps is? It's like if you say I'm on food stamps and all your money is only food stamps, that means you made like what twenty
Oh,
thousand
I got you.
that
I got
year?
you. So
Like,
listen, one of the I got you, bro. One of the videos that I watched was this young girl who was doing IG because she was a business owner, right? Like she's doing her own business on the IG side, and they basically repossessed her car. She had purchased a car with her IG money, but her IG money isn't reported money. But she was on public assistance, so they also took her public assistance because she posted online that she had just bought this. I think it was a Mercedes. Was it a Mercedes C class or something? It was some expensive car. And
okay, but
again,
that's
I'm not
fraud.
saying again those individuals are the exception. So I'm not oblivious to the fact that that doesn't make up like the majority of the individuals that are utilizing the system, but I'm saying those individuals exist as well, and I think those individuals are the ones that make it difficult for individuals who are using it
No,
legitimately.
those no, they shouldn't. That's like saying that Vanilla Ice and Eminem
your
make a
your
make
analogies are
a
insane, bro. Well, go
make
ahead,
a
go ahead.
good argument for why we should let more white people work. Like that is not the truth. It's just flat out not the truth. They are special instances, blips on the radar that stood out. You know what I'm saying? Even amongst us. You know
Blips
what
on
I'm
the radar.
saying? I'm just saying, like they like Vanilla Ice. I'm just saying, like you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers had their time and shit, but they're not gonna be known as like major influences and all the rest of that shit in the game. But like motherfuckers was rocking it for the year or so they rocked it. You know, Eminem is different. You know what I'm saying? But even still, like there's a certain age of motherfucker who was like that shit is trash. Like just flat out trash. You know what I'm saying? They're younger than us. You know what I'm saying?
Point too. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
so I'm just saying, like, there's just because one or two instances of some shit that exists, I'm not going to continue to talk about that shit and be like, oh yeah, we definitely got to remember that. You know what I'm saying? MC searching them is, you know what I'm saying? We definitely got to make sure that little Billy and what have you and give a chance because you never know what we're missing out on. No, we don't need to pay attention to that shit. That's so small of an instance of because, like you said, a motherfucker who got a Mercedes, that is fraud. But everybody else, you're making a trade in. You can't work, even if you're hustling. That is also a trade in because you're risking your life. So you know, what I'm saying like I don't understand how you think that it's the same as being entitled to tax breaks because you are definitely there's a certain level of risk in trading with being on, like I said, public assistance for years and years. And usually the motherfuckers who do that shit are women who are raising their kids. The kids get out of school at 12:30 or 2:30. So how are they gonna have a job? Especially if you got two kids or three kids, or one is 7 and one is 4. Like, how are you gonna do that?
Look, I'm gonna use my own experience, right? So like I grew up in Cabrini. We grew up like high level impoverished, right? Um, my mom was on public assistance for the first maybe 13, 14 years of my life, right? There was a point in say 1984. My mom had a 1 year old, a 4 year old, a 1 year old, a 4 year old, a 7 year old, and a 11 year old, right? And my mom was on public assistance, right? That said, my mom was adamant on pressing her children about the importance of working. Like the importance of working, like the going scripturally, he that does not work, neither let him eat, and all of that. Like it was drilled into our heads. None of her kids have ever utilized the system in any way. None of her kids have.
Cool story, bro.
So no, but I'm saying that to say,
Y'all was born in a time that allowed you to be able to take advantage of those types of things that wasn't even available to your mother and your father.
what do you
Resources
mean? What do you mean?
I
resources
mean,
advanced.
there were more restrictions than resources available to your mother and father, especially when they were 18, 19, 20,
Sure,
21.
sure.
There were more restrictions than resources. And
Mhm.
so the only thing that was available as far as, especially if you think about it, like in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? It was high unemployment and all this that shit as well.
Well,
So you think about the motherfuckers who were starting families in the 60s and all these young men and shit, and the levels of unemployment in the black community was twice as high as it was for the rest of the country. And it was unemployment like a motherfucker. Vietnam War,
However,
all of this shit was going on. Yeah, there was motherfuckers making money, but I'm just saying the average motherfucker who now, like your brothers and sisters of you, could go and get a job at like a Kmart. That shit wasn't available.
yeah, my mom didn't work because of where we lived, and my dad worked until what he was there until 83. So that was the dynamic was my mom got on aid in pretty much 84 because my dad had left, right? That said, jobs were plentiful. That was before a lot of the jobs got shipped overseas. My dad worked at a printing press before
84,
shit got
like
shipped
in 84 and
overseas.
shit.
Yeah.
But I
Before
mean, that was the
before
Reagan
all of
era.
the
So, but
similar types
that's
of
the
jobs got
Reaganomics.
outsourced.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying though, but initially, you know what I'm saying, at the time when motherfuckers would have been developing skills to later on be valuable at that age, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have no opportunities to do that shit. Where, like I said,
But my mom and my
you could
dad
start
both
at a
did.
Kmart and then be like, I'm a manager at Kmart and then get a manager position. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's different ways that people, especially who were like uneducated or low educated, who can still find ways to get money that just wasn't available just because you didn't have to worry about I'm not going to be hired because I'm black. Like that's let's just talk about that for a second. Like
Check the connection on your mic. It's something that's like it's a little something that but it's a little nasty, so just be careful. But yeah, now I can hear you, dog. Go ahead.
but yeah, just you know what I'm saying, like just like I said, you don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, like niggas telling you to get your black ass the fuck out of here. Like,
Just period.
right. Even if you knew that you put your application in, you probably knew like it's an 80% chance they're not gonna hire me. You knew at least that they had to review your application, and they weren't gonna just tell you get your black ass out here before I call the police. Like you have to worry about that.
Yeah, honestly, and my mom obviously did come up at a time that was accurate. However, my mom was also pretty studied. She, several certifications. My mom didn't work because my dad did, but it wasn't because she couldn't find a job. My dad also, what I'm saying, again, worked at a printing press, but was making bread. Like for back then, my dad was getting to it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say my mom leveraged the system when she didn't have a choice but to leverage the system after my dad left. That said, she was on the system for that limited period of time, and she didn't sensationalize. There was no amount of here's a way to live. It was always the way that you should live is this. And so for that reason, I think it was that my siblings came away from that with the idea that that we need to be able to earn. We need to be earners. So I'm saying all of that. The only reason that I even provided that context was to say there are individuals that are not taking advantage of it. So I'm not saying that everyone who is on it is taking advantage of it. I'm saying there are some that are. And to the extent that they are, and those individuals are like the again, the videos that I'm watching and so on and so forth.
I'm just saying, like, if you know, you know what I'm saying, little Deshaun is about to be a freshman and
Lil Deshaun is insane.
he reading at the 5th grade level. Like I think you just should just be realistic, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes like every,
Y'all let me know what y'all think.
we want everybody to be a boss. We want everybody to be, you know what I'm saying, brilliant. But the truth is sometimes it's good to take up the trade. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying,
That's a
you
real thing.
should be a good athlete. That's all I'm
Yo,
saying is that
sometimes you
sometimes
should. Why his name got to be Deshaun though?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know
Why
about
gotta
Billy.
be? Why gotta be
When
Trevante?
Billy Thornton and them can read, I don't know about it. He's not in. I can't. I don't.
You don't have context for Billy Thornton? Is that what
I
you?
don't. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What the circumstances are around that. I know about.
That's funny. That's fucking funny, bro.
That's real shit. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm saying. How it truly is affecting people. You know what I mean? How it's affecting us as a people. How it's affecting us as a culture. Because I mean, we are our own culture. You know what I'm saying? In some aspects, in some instances, you will say we created culture. You feel me? So at the end of the day, when it comes to survival, when it comes to being able to make ends meet, when it put two pennies together, as mom used to say, type shit. What are we doing? Because at this point, it's gonna be a lot of people out here that are resourceless due to the fact that they might not have those trades like B talking about, or having had the type of inspirational parenting that you had, motivational parenting that you had to go out here and beat somebody. It's not to say that these people that are on public assistance ain't nobody, because I mean, shit, some of the realest motherfuckers, I grew up on public aid. No lie. You know what I'm saying? Love you, mom. Shout out to my mama. We grew up on public aid. You hear me? We grew up. I remember when the stamps was the paper stamps, the book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My mom used to make me go up there to the
The
$8
brown
bill.
joints, the brown and the green joints look like Monopoly money.
Come
They
on,
did.
fam. That shit was that was real money though. That shit worked. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day,
Well, let me get a $10 food stamp, boy.
you hear me? It's over with.
$10 food stamp bill?
$10 food
Right.
stamp for a kid was everything back in
Go
the day,
crazy,
man.
bro.
Shit,
First of all, you're not
ice
spending all that at
cream.
once.
No, you're not. Right,
No.
straight to the candy store. Straight to the candy store. $2 for $4 apple pies. You know what I'm saying? Some chips, pickles. You got to get a thing of ice cream, butter pecan
Icy
ice cream.
cups.
You got to get icy cups on deck for sure.
Go crazy. You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? And the
Penny
penny candy,
cookies.
the penny candy and cookies they used to put in the sandwich bags. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all know about that. You feel me?
Come on,
Like
man.
that's and then see the cool people, like the cool merchants, low key. When you know what I'm saying, they used to give you when you give them the stamp, they'll give you that currency, that real currency back. Because usually
Like
when
that.
you use, I had some.
Only in coins. No, they would
Only
in
in coin.
coins. They would in coins.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
I'm
would in
saying
coin.
if you had a like a $10 if you had a $10 what you call it, did they have $5 stamps? I don't think so. I think it was only 10,
No, they did.
20.
They did.
They
They
had,
had 1,
they had
5,
10.
10, 20.
They
Okay,
had a
so
two.
they had a $2 stamp. Damn,
Man,
I was out to see you on that board. I'm just saying. I know that sometimes the merchants would like give you the real currency in return. Like if you broke a,
man, man, hell
it
no.
happened. It happened. I'm just saying. I mean, think about it like this. Most people sell Link for the cash.
Right, they sell Link, but
But I
they
mean,
selling.
that's the same thing. You don't think that merchants? You don't think back in the day merchants was like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Free to play.
because how do you? What are they getting? Like what are they getting for the for
I don't know.
the
I'm just
dollars they lost? They're
saying.
not getting anything.
I figured it would be useful. Oh, okay, here we go. Let me see what you got, Jay. Oh, it was $1. Okay, so yeah, you couldn't get away. I'm telling you, I used to get some of that cash
I
back
said
though.
the brown ones. I said the brown ones.
Okay,
Hold on, because I want to show y'all the book. Remember the book?
come on, let's see what you got.
Hey man, I'm a
The whole
my
book.
my little brother went to the McDonald's up on Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
It was he's like, let me get a double cheeseburger. He's like, a Sunday with caramel. You know what I'm saying? Nuts. I want the caramel in the middle, caramel on the top. And she was like, all right, made it like he like let me get it was like $4. He pulled out his pocket and slammed down the motherfucking $5 food stamp.
What they
We
do?
laughed at his ass so hard. She was like, "Baby, you can't buy that."
You can't do that.
I'm dead. Not he went into McDonald's with it.
You can't
He
do
came in with a $65 book. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
when the books used to come.
What you trying to say? My money ain't good here?
It was
Right. We all died. We all died. Like,
That's
damn.
hilarious. That's hilarious. But I mean, yeah, I mean, even past things like you get the stamp, and then you remember the fucking the white box with the black letters, the wheat puffs, the government
F
cheese.
it. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yes, I
saying?
remember the government cheese.
Peanut butter in the big ass can. That was some of the best
That
peanut
block,
butter
that
in the
block cheese.
world.
No, that
I
block cheese
hated
was
that peanut butter.
indestructible. That block
I
cheese
hated
was
that peanut butter.
indestructible.
That is the reason to this day that I cannot eat creamy pudding. I need to see peanuts in my peanut butter so that I don't have triggered episodes about
No, it's a trigger.
opening opening a can of peanut butter and it be that layer of oil on the top.
Ooh, of oil. You don't like it when the peanut butter
You
get the
start,
oil on the top?
no, like you start spreading the shit, tearing the fucking bread up and shit. Like the middle of the bread is all tore up and then balls on the fucking bread. Man, fuck that peanut butter. I hate that peanut butter.
Yeah, you got some issues with government peanut butter. I get it, dog. I'm gonna tell you though, I don't know if it was wheat puffs, not wheat puffs. It was something like Chex Mix, but it was better than Chex.
Hmm.
That shit was
I
better
remember that
than Chex.
shit. Yeah, that shit was decent.
It's like
Hey
what?
V, preemptively, I'm sorry. Triggered.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, that
Triggered.
ain't even it though.
That's not
That
even
ain't
it.
that ain't
It
it,
was
Damn.
in a
Jay.
white
Big
can
ass
that
can,
you
bro.
had to open with a can opener. You had to,
You got a jingle, like it was a real can, bro.
it was like
It was
military ration. You open this
real.
big ass fucking top off and shit. It is a layer. Well, you gotta stir that shit up. You gotta ruin like 2 spoons. You gotta bend 2 spoons up,
Bro,
stirring the peanut butter up.
she had to bring it all the way up fast as hell. Bring it down. Real talk. Real talk. That's hilarious. You're
Damn.
right.
You mean this one?
Yep. That's it.
Damn.
It, yeah, that's it.
I think it's a little bit more updated than that. Yeah, but that's
That's a whole. That's like from the 50s or some shit, nigga.
Was it this one?
No, it was the black. It was the white packaging with the. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Look up like Chicago government peanut butter, and they probably pull up then Chicago government peanut butter. You understand me? Like that's that in the can. Okay, what we got? Let's see.
You remember this powdered milk?
Hell yeah,
uh,
but it used to come in a box though.
it used to come in the
It used to,
box.
it used to
The
come in a white
carnation.
box with
Yeah.
a little spout, a little spigot, a little spout on it or something. Okay, Jay, scroll down a little bit.
No, I got you, bro.
You got it? Okay.
Is it that
Similar.
one?
Nope.
Nah, it ain't that dog. You'll know it when you see it.
It was like that blue box. It was like a cereal box. Click on that one again, dog.
Yeah, I see it right. Wait,
Oh yeah,
Is it
that blue
this one
box down
it's
there.
not right there. Right?
or
No,
this one?
no. It's the
Down.
one down.
This one?
Over. Yeah, that one right there. You just passed it.
You
This
gotta
one
say it
here?
again.
Yeah, that dark blue one. It was like that, but it was all white.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Y'all gonna have to catch the rest of the episode on YouTube. Check out the Mike Russian show on Saturday night at 9 o'clock. Easy.
Fuck it.
Yo, that was dope.
Why'd you cut it off so early?
What?
I was about to bring the block cheese out.
No, bring the block cheese out. That we still doing our thing. That ain't got nothing to do with the other thing. This is
Oh, okay.
that's multiple, you know what I mean, streaming platforms, bro. This is a show we do. Sorry, Jay don't understand. So, mm.
Where was it? It was a cardboard bottom. I remember that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cardboard box with a little thing on the end of it.
Yeah,
And you
none
just
of
dip
these images is it.
and then the can, I think the can, you did have to open it up with a can opener, but it had a plastic top on top of that so you can keep it covered. But it was
Yep.
a metal can, a big metal fucking can. So you was in the right place, but that ain't the one though.
Damn.
Yeah, dog. But anyway, I mean, we grew up on that. I mean, B, you remember we used to have them cans of peanut butter and stuff in the pantry. We all, man, your mom, my mom, shit, they did. Shout out to my mom and your mom. Shout out to my mom and my godmother. Rest in power, Queen. I'm telling you, those was two of them some heavy hitters, boy. They did what they had to do to feed their kids. Real shit. Keep them clothed, keep them fed. 24/7.
But mom also, you know, mom coined the phrase "be down for how you want to live." I ain't read that in the Bible. That's hey, look, I ain't read that in the Bible. That'd have been with me since I was 18 years old. I told you,
Bro, it's tatted on me. I get what you're
be
saying.
down for how you want to live.
Be down for how you want to live, but at the same time, just because you're being down for how you want to live, don't mean you don't need help. Everybody need help. Everybody need assistance. And the thing is, the assistance that we had, a little bit of help that we're getting from the government is being completely stripped away due to circumstance, due to foolishness, due to bigotry, due to jealousy, due to fucking greed, all of the things that it talks about, those evils. You know, the evils is taking this away from us. The evils is taking this food out of our kids' mouth. And I'm telling you, it's gonna cause some stress in the streets. It's gonna cause some stress in this world, regardless of the minority. And I think at this point, you know, or nationality, I should say. But at this point, I think we need to work. We need to work together and make sure that we all eat. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if y'all freezers ain't stacked to the fridge, then y'all need to go out there and get it done. Get you some meat in your house. Get some bread. Get some water. These are those days. These are the
Right.
last days. These are those hard times, and we need to prepare for that. You know what I'm saying? My bros, stay clipped up. I said it. Protect your home. You know what I'm saying? Under God, you are the head of your household. So take care of it. Take care of your family. You know what I mean? All of that stuff is real. Can't nobody take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you. So You know, and at the end of the day, these laws that they've prepared and established and forged, whether they want to say they right or wrong, the right to bear arms is a real fucking thing. So y'all can argue about that all y'all want to, amidst taking people's ability to eat from them. What do you expect them to do? What do you expect to happen next?
Hey, we're not saying go out and you know what I'm saying?
That ain't the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to
I
make.
know. I know.
The
I
point
know.
I'm trying to make is that chaos is inevitable. Chaos is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? The outcome of this situation is inevitable. If you gonna take something away from somebody, one of their main major resources like food, what you expect them to do? We gonna survive. We gonna go out here and do what we have to do because we have to survive. Ain't nobody finna sit up here and starve. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, right?
Economy too, like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't just people that's being affected. Like you think how much money, you know what I'm saying, is grocery stores going to lose in 2 months
Facts,
if hundreds of thousands of people can't grocery shop?
facts. How many jobs are gonna be lost? It's a trickle down effect, and it's a shit rolls downhill effect. Well, I guess that's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Just a different element. So at the end of
Trickle
the day,
trickle down and shit rolls
trickle
down here.
down shit roll, it's just a different element. But my point still remains that, yeah, this is going to be a destructive time unless y'all work this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And figure out a way to not be so fucking ornery. Because see, at the end of the day, we already know who is honestly behind all of this foolishness. But if
And who
you
is that?
really know, huh?
And who
Trump,
is that?
Trump. But at the end of the day, what
I
we
was gonna say the
also
devil, but no.
well, what I was about to also say is that if you really know, then you know that all of this is prophecy, and all of these things are to pass. These things are to happen. So stay in your book, man. Stay in your Bible. Stay in that word because it's important. It is the guide. It's like a roadmap. If you sit up there and you can watch National Treasure and watch Nicolas Cage goofy ass travel all over the world on whose ticket, who knows, to look for shit and push little buttons and shit, you could go in that book and get some of that history that is your own that they don't want you to know about because it makes you more powerful. So stay dangerous. That's all I want to say about that. Real shit.
Stay dangerous is I like that. Stay dangerous. I like that. Uh being what is it? Being non-threatening is not about your lack of ability to be that. It's about a choice. It's about a choice, right? So we should be prepared to be violent if need be, but we should still govern ourselves by nonviolence. But we should be prepared if we need to be.
Brother V.
I'm dead.
I think it's time, you know what I'm saying, that maybe you expand the parameters of what you think is viable. Maybe you learn how to grow your own food. Maybe you recognize, you know what I'm saying, what type of animals or what have you is going to be essential to maintaining life and what's not. And instead of worrying about what the government is giving you, maybe you may pivot to doing something else.
Telling you, it's a lot of things going on. I mean, it's a lot of ideas that's happening. As a matter of fact, a lot of people are starting to build off grid. That's all the fuck I'm gonna say.
Oh boy.
So that being said, you know, people having their own
I like
ways.
AC.
Huh? What's that?
I said I like AC. I'm just gonna be real.
Kansas City?
I said AC.
Oh, AC. You're right. Oh, I thought you
Building
said
off
K.
grid. That sound like no AC to you.
Right.
I mean, well, you'd be surprised because honestly, um, solar powered anything is the real deal. Honestly, I will say this, and this is one of the things I think is so cool about solar technology that I'm getting a little bit more into and more interested in. is not toxic in any way. You know what I'm saying? It's straight from the sun. Like the sun is literally powering, which is that's God. You feel me? They just found a way to like let God in to help power everything you got going on. And I think that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? From plumbing to electricity. I'm talking about, us people ain't paying no electricity bills right now. Ain't no water bills. You understand what I'm saying? And they got some nice spots, and it's for a percentage of what the fuck they would pay for a property they probably have to rehab. And you know what I'm saying? You got a brand new situation that's more up to code, up to speed, up to snuff with what's going on now. Why wouldn't I have a solar powered home? You understand what I'm saying? That shit is magnificent. It's almost fail safe. Seriously. So, I mean, yeah, it's something that I would say look into, people, black people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something I don't even think we even really get into that deep. I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying that, it ain't some of us out there getting to it. All I'm simply saying is it could be more of us out there getting to it. The more we know, the more dangerous we are. That's why I say stay dangerous. It's not because I want you to be out there whooping people ass and killing people. I want you to stay intelligent. I want you to stay ahead of the curve with the that they trying to hide from your ass. Because once they hide it from you, then they control you. They control you with information. The most dangerous and most powerful resource is information. Always know that. So stay dangerous. Yeah.
Is that your final thought on the matter? Stay dangerous.
I think my fine and then and may the Most High bless those out there that are hungry and help us find ways to continue to feed each other and continue to commune and take care of each other in Jesus' name. That's the last thing I'd like to say.
Fair. The last thing I'd like to say is you are more capable than you think you are. And that's everybody. So, choose to be capable. There's things that you can do that you may not have looked into to better provide for yourself, better provide for your kids. This situation only exists because it was intended, I think, that individuals on the lower end of the class side of things find themselves in a position where they're actually dependent on the government. This can only happen because that dependency exists. So, to the extent that you don't have to, put yourself in a position where you don't have to.
You always say some shit on the way out the door. V.
Let me say mine.
The government's job is to fill a need that is not normally even recognized. And so the reason why everyone agrees to pay taxes is not so that they can be embezzled, is because we all know that someone needs to take care of people who I don't want to have to necessarily take care of myself, take care of the roads and what have you. And so, you know what I'm saying, just stay vigilant, you know what I'm saying, good people, and do not worry about, you know what I'm saying, things that are outside of your control. Like, you will be provided for in some shape, form, or fashion. In some shape, form, or fashion. So do what you got to do.
Yeah, because that's what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's time for cash to rule. You know what I'm saying? And this is if you got any OGs still breathing that give a fuck about their youngins, then they gonna educate them about the Reagan era. You feel me? They gonna educate them about the poverty for real and what we had to do to survive. Because it's a lot of niggas that's just getting out of prison that's sitting up here teaching to you about what they had to do to survive. And unfortunately, it seems as though the government and the powers that be want to spawn another generation of that bullshit. You feel me? And then act as if they're not accountable for it. Like, oh, I didn't do it. I didn't know. These people are animals. There, no, we survivors. Period. And we gonna survive no matter what. We'll holler at y'all on another episode of Mike Russia Show.
Is